Build-A-Case and slasher scenes, fears in tow. Back to the future, hop in the DeLorean. Knight Rider cruising, man, there's no ignoring 'em. Battlestar Galactica, what a ride. Looney Tunes, antics, pure joy inside. Blockbusters ruled, we lined up for days. Video games booted up in their pixelated maze. Movie marathons and popcorn nights, we ruled the screen, living in the lights. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades to TV shows that ruled, you know we're kicking it old school. Grab your joystick, the game's about to start. A high-score world, now that's an art. We're cruising on hoverboards, living our dream. Old school forever, we're igniting the scene. It's time to kick it old school, turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades to TV shows that ruled, you know we're kicking it old school.
Today's episode is brought to you by PTZ Optics. Disability upgrade. New Wave Toys and their Replicate Amusements products. GG Retrobox. Get 3 to 5 games from your favorite series, consoles, and game genres delivered to your doorstep every month with GG Retrobox, the ultimate retro gaming subscription box for video game enthusiasts. Use code GRS15 at checkout to get 15% off your first box. And
Boom shakalaka! Hey everybody, it's Tim Kitzer here, the voice of some of your favorite video games like NBA Jam and NFL Blitz. And I'm here to talk to you about Old School Gamer Magazine. It's the magazine for retro gaming, and it's exploding. Kaboom! Print issues come out every other month, and if you want to go green, digital options are available. Visit oldschoolgamer.com and subscribe now. That's oldschoolgamer.com. Boom shakalaka! Kaboom!
Think about what you're doing. The building's perimeter's covered. No exits. There are nearly 200 men out there and a lot of M16s. You did everything to make this private war happen. You've done enough damage. This mission is over, Rambo. Do you understand me? This mission is over. Look at him out there. Look at him! If you don't end this now, they're gonna kill you. Is that what you want?
Back it up. Watch yourself.
It's over, Johnny. It's over!
Nothing is over! Nothing! You just don't turn it off!
Have I been talking this whole time? I was muted, wasn't I? I was muted this whole damn time. Oh my God. I was muted this whole time? Oh my God. You know, after 152 episodes, still did it. Well, I said a bunch of amazing things, gave away a bunch of money to all of you guys, but you can't claim it because you didn't get it in time. I cannot believe I was muted this entire time. What was I talking, like 5 minutes? Oh my God. Well, we got to go back to the beginning. Got to go back to the beginning. Starting all over. So, I guess you can hum along in between. So the BME was the first guy here tonight. My God. Well, at least you guys know when it comes to my thing, you're going to have audio problems. That's me being stupid. The BME was the first guy here tonight. You want some FU news? We're going to talk about some FU as well. We have Sir Sega here as well. Sega! Of course, we have a resident Jason. AI Jason, man, just sometimes I throw a pizza in my face. If you don't hear me talking, just throw a pizza up there. But at least you guys know I'm not AI. You got the real me. If audio works right from the get-go, you're probably looking at AI at that time. Dan Z is here as well. Meatball Saucy. Who else we got here tonight? Starting all over again. Hobby Hands. Rotondo. Happy Friday to you, my friend. We have Ron W here. J-Rod. Christian Slayer. Christian Slayer, what I was talking about before was I have seen all your posts and questions you've had about the FU. I can't answer some of those questions yet, but I've seen them all. I'm not ignoring you. Maybe I am kind of, but I didn't mean to. Just I can't give you all the information you want just yet. But I will say the prices you put up there are on the high side for sure. So you'll be much less than what you had posted in the chat for sure. Dr. Torque is here as well. Stephen M. Cal L. 1964. Always good seeing you, my friend. Goofy Foot, one of the old timers here, which sounds like I just said that a minute ago because I did. But Goodfoot, one of the old timers, always glad seeing him here. Israel Gaming here as well. Upkiss is here once again. Awesome seeing you here, my friend. Scott B. JJ is here as well. What do you think of the new Evercade presentation? I'm not going to lie. I have no interest in the Evercade. I really don't. I will say that the right here, my Pong that we built, Gary and Bruce Yeager helped me build that Pong unit there, does have technically an Evercade Pong unit in it. But outside of that, I don't have anything from them. I'm not interested in the Evercade. I'm just not. It is cool to have physical cartridges, though. Just not interested in it. We have Mitchell B here, not to be confused with Michael B, the game genie. Mitchell B. Took me a while to get that one right. Who else we got here tonight? Sean Longhorn is here. Happy Friday to all. Vet 1981. Always liked the Corvettes. Really like the new Corvettes. Some people might say that mid-engine is not nice, but I absolutely love that mid-engine vet. It's gorgeous. Gallagher Guy 88. So once again, I was going to blue down here tonight. I got lazy. I didn't bring down his bed, but I do have the blue beverage. So even though you couldn't hear me speak before, you kind of knew I was talking about blue with the blue beverage tonight. Who else we got here tonight? Green Semi 87. Good seeing you, buddy. Damn, deal with it. Yeah, damn, deal with my audio problems, but they're fixed right now. And of course, there's the no sound. I see them now in the chat. So. Muted. Houston, we have a problem. Now I understand what Hobby Hands meant by Houston has a problem. I thought you talk about Starship and the number 9 launch. I was disappointed. 7 and 8 blew up. I thought 9 would do it. So you said, Houston, we have a problem. I thought you talk about Starship, not my audio problems. But now I know, and knowing's half the battle. Christian Slayer here, of course. Gallagher Guy 88. Jeff D, no sound. I'm sorry. Yeah, I see that now. Israel Gaming. Dick Watson here. No sounds. And I'm getting caught up with the chat. Sorry about that. Stock Jock is here as well. Turk, February's here. No volume. Now instead, I had no volume because I was completely muted. Oh, Van Alphen is here. I was talking private to guests. Yeah, I was talking to myself. I was dancing with myself. Who we got here still? I think we got everyone here. Just going through real quick. JJ, I got you before. Dick Watson, I got you. Rotundo, I got you. John J. Gallagher Guy, I think I got everyone. So I think we're caught up. But everyone now telling me that the audio problems, right, which I understand now. Gallagher Guy, he put can't hear you, Glenn. Well, I appreciate the $1.99 super chat. You know, I'm just an idiot. No matter what I do, I always screw up the audio. I have 5 different ways of turning audio on and off, and every time I forget one, and I do appreciate that, bud. I really do. Red light. I think we're caught. Oh, Brad D is here. Yes, that's it. That's how you guys know it is the real me, and you're not looking at an AI generated thing. I'm gonna be honest. I'm very concerned over AI as a whole, especially now with videos being done that are fairly realistic. You know, people could, if they don't like you, can make a video robbing a bank or doing something bad. It's going to be pretty soon, maybe next year or two, you won't even tell or be able to tell. So I'm a little nervous about AI, as well as when they're talking to each other in their own languages, and we don't know what's going on. Let's see, we got here. I think we're caught up here with everyone. Going down 2 hours later, J Rod, you can hear me. Yes. Can I see I can see the comments, but the comments are delayed too. So by the time I saw the comment saying it's muted, I was talking for 5 minutes already. Blue strings, no sound. Hopefully you guys can hear me now. I really hope I didn't even check. Hopefully you guys can hear me now. But I think you can. So I do appreciate the $1.99 for you guys. Man, a lot of mute. See, I'm seeing all these muted things now, but it wasn't when I was talking. There was a delay. All right. So we're going to script all the way down. Boom, boom, boom. And we're now here. The Cornicate is here. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So again, welcome to Kicking Old School. The first 14 minutes was just working on audio problems and saying welcome to everyone. And I think it's important to make sure you always say welcome to everyone that comes every week, because you know what? I wouldn't have a show without you guys. And I absolutely appreciate you guys coming in every single week. You guys have been with me for the long road. Papa Brad just showing up too. Boom. Bada bing. Hello, gamers. And congratulations, Papa Brad, on your channel. You got a lot of subs over there. Excellent. I'm still hovering around 12,500 after 12 years, 13 years, however long. I forget how long I've been doing this for. But we'll talk about a couple things tonight. One thing I'm going to talk about is I'm show you some gameplay. I was going to do this as well. See if I pull this up right. Nope, of course not. Pulled up wrong the first time. So my first home computer was the Texas Instruments TI-994A home computer. Now, the first computer I experienced was the GRS 80, Model 1, the PET, and the Apple II in school. But the first computer I actually owned was a TI, even though I really wanted an Atari 400. But back then, I was a youngin'. The TI says 1981 Texas Instruments. That's for the 4A version. The original 4 came out in 79. So I didn't know computers couldn't use other computer software. So I figured I buy this nice looking TI and I play Atari games on it. Well, it didn't work out. But I'm going to show you there's some pretty cool games. And if you guys want to check it out as well, there's a very nice emulator right on the web. I'll put the link right down here in the chat. So if you want to play some TI-994A experience, all it can do, you can launch it right in your web browser. So this, what's showing up right here, this is a web browser, and it's got a bunch of cartridges and demos, everything built in already. So we'll go into that a little bit later. But I do want to talk about some TI because I've been doing some content with it. I took my TI out, and we'll get into that a little bit later. What is Pop Brad? My first computer. What? I love that membrane keyboard. You got to understand, the 400 membrane keyboard was they wanted it to be a home gaming console / computer for kids. And if you spilt a drink on it, well, you will be thankful you had that membrane keyboard over a regular keyboard getting inside the machine and frying it. But as far as membrane keyboards go, it was probably one of the best ones in the market. And you could have added a regular keyboard on top of that. Pop Brad, I'm shocked. I love that keyboard on there. It's not for lots of typing, no. But for playing certain games and small things, yeah, it was fine. So one of the things I did want to talk about, I know people want to know, is what is going on with, and actually, Pop Brad, we'll be doing that as well. So we're doing a Kicking Old School with the 400. I have a couple 800 XL. I'm going to get back to those things as well. So that's a couple things I wanted to talk about. So, I've been doing this a very long time. I can't forget if it's like 15 years. I forgot how long I've been doing this for. It's been a long time. I would say probably since Cole was young, so probably about 15 years I've been on YouTube. And my channel was always about talking about these consoles, doing gameplay, repairs, modifications, showing people in the community making things for them. And then Arcade Done Up came out. And I kind of lost my way. I created like 50 billion Facebook groups. I really tried working with the companies, to try and engage the companies and the people. And certain companies that worked. It did work with iArcade. It definitely worked with New Wave Toys. It worked with Numbskull. At Games to a point. I think At Games has kind of lost its way a little bit these days. But I think I'm not done. But I'm done focusing on working with organizations and companies, except from like New Wave Toys, a few of the people that we have a very good relationship with right now, because a lot of these companies really don't care. Just the longer I've been doing this, I find people, companies, associations are a lot alike. There are certain people that are great, like you guys in the chat here. You guys have always supported me. You guys are the best, and people have best friends, right? Then you have the fair weather friends. The people come once in a while, only when something's happening. You know, they want to get something or they want something from you. Those are the fair weather friends or the girlfriends who just use what they need to get while they can get it. And if they don't get it, they go away. And then there's your true enemies. We all know who my true enemies are because I've made no bones about who my enemies are. But you guys have always stuck by me, and I appreciate it. So I'm going to try and get back to the roots of my channel was the point, which is going in some gameplays and repairs and focusing on peoples in the community that make new game cartridges or replacement parts or modifications. That's where I should focus on, the community. And that's what I always did before. I've always led the community. I will continue to lead the community. And I just think that companies that are like the Arcade Done Up and those are just too toxic and to be honest, not even relevant anymore. So that's my first morning rant on that. So let's get into the group of things. So the FU, let's talk about the FU for a second. So the FU Kickstarter, if all goes well, will be launching June 23rd. So mark your calendars for that. So we would have launched this a while ago, but obviously the tariffs have been an issue. So we've come up with a couple of different things I think that overall will work out for everyone. I will say, though, if you can, you want to be one of the first 100 19-inch or first 100 26-inch, because those will obviously be super early bird specials, and they will have the best overall deals. Outside of that, the other deals are still far amazing. What we're offering, there's people doing 3 times my price. They're going to offer half of what I offer. So I think everyone will still be very happy with it. But I'm going to add one other thing so you guys know in advance. So the tariff, obviously, is something that sticks over all our heads. All our heads. So we're doing 3 things here. We are going to launch the Kickstarter. Like I said, we're going to have our prices. I still think our prices that will be unmatched in the entire industry, period. I think that the 100 of each unit's prices will be more than amazing. But even the regular price will be far beyond what anyone else can offer, especially with the components and the quality that GRS offers with the FU. I will say, though, that there will be a 30% tariff built into certain tiers. But if you guys know me, this is important. If the tariff goes down, we will absolutely refund you that difference. So if you get one of the tiers that does have a 30% tariff in it, which is, again, the price will still be far below anything that anyone else can offer, even close to what I'm offering. But if the tariff goes down to 25%, we will refund you 5%. If the tariff goes down to 20%, we will refund you 10%. Tariff goes down 15%, we will refund you 15%, and so on. If the tariff goes away completely, I doubt it. But if tariff goes away, we'll refund that. So we will make that promise. I've always been about not only the quality and the build and the best components, I've also been about the best price. So the one thing we did here, we are going to launch the Kickstarter. We were going to wait, but we're going to launch it. And during the time between that and it ends and we get the thing shipping, until we actually ship it, if the tariffs go down, we will absolutely refund people who paid the tariff ones. We will refund you that difference between that current tariff and what it goes down to being. So whether it be 5% less, 10%, whatever. Now, on the flip side of the coin, if the tariff goes far above and beyond, we will cancel this Kickstarter, refund all your money, and we'll try and do it again at a later date. So I think this was the best of both worlds. We're going to launch the Kickstarter now, get this thing going. I do believe the tariff situation is coming kind of to a close, whether it's at a 30% or better. in which case you'll still get an amazing deal and possibly get a better deal if the tariffs go down. But if the tariffs go up there too high, we will cancel it and do it another time. But I really want to get this in your hands. I'm so impressed with the build quality, the Viper Venom, the screen rotation, everything we're doing here. I want to get this in your hands. So if you do want to get the absolute insanest deal, we will have 100 of the 26-inch and 100 of the 19-inch with some special packages available to the first 100 people who sign up. But again, even if you're not, after the 100 people, the deals will still be absolutely phenomenal. I'm telling you right now, no questions asked. But again, we are making sure it's safe for everyone. If the tariff goes down, you will refund it. If it stays the same, you know what you spent. And if it goes up too high, we will cancel it and we will do it at another time. So that's what I can tell you there right now about the FU. So market calendars, I'm not saying it's starting on the 23rd, but it's around that time frame. So I will try and make more announcements, obviously on the GRS Build-A-Cade FU fan page on Facebook. I will make announcements on Twitter and obviously on my my YouTube channel. I'll do stuff there. So definitely make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you're on those groups if you're interested in the FU, because that will be the best time for you to get it. And again, I want to make it perfectly clear. Even if you're not the first 100 with the super early bird special, the regular pricing on it is still phenomenal. And it's still phenomenal for all the things you're getting with the machine. Full-size arcade machine, interchangeable control panels, the Viper Venom, whether you go for the rotating screen or the 26 Unico. If you want to add things to it, the control panels, it will still be a value that I guarantee there's not one other manufacturer, whether it be a large company or another individual, that will come within even half or three, not necessarily 3/4, but definitely will be so far below what anyone else would charge you for anything similar to this. It would be silly not to still go for it. But again, I don't tell you what to do with your money. It's your money. You know what you can spend, what you don't want to spend, what you want, what you don't want. But I will say, when I see people still looking at this iconic arcade garbage, which is basically arcade done up 2.0, and people are spending $700 or $800, I'm sorry, it's for garbage. And it's a Raspberry Pi, fine, but it's still the same build quality you've always gotten. It really gets me crazy when I see people getting excited to buy garbage. That part I don't understand. I don't. Now, I want to say something else here too. Everyone knows I'm friends with Michael B, the Game Genie. I am friends with Michael B, the Game Genie. Now, Michael B he's talked about the FU and the iconic arcade and arcade one-up a number of times. And he keeps saying that the Build-A-Cade FU is really going against multi-cades and at games, because he says those are multi-cades. And I want to correct Michael B. Aside from Terminator 2 Judgment Day, every single arcade done-up is a multi-cade. All of them have more than one game on it. And in fact, a lot of times they put the wrong artwork and style and controls on the game. Look at Tempest Legacy. They gave you a horizontal screen because it's a multi-cade, Michael B. It's a horizontal screen for Tempest, which should be vertical. Then you had Rampage, and they have Defender on there. And the controls are all messed up. So when Michael B keeps saying, I want to make sure I'm clear about this. I'm fully friends with Michael. I'm not mad at him. I'm just saying this because Michael said in multiple videos that I'm not competing with Arcade Done-Up or the Iconic, because he says those are not multi-cades. Those are absolutely multi-cades. They are not one game with the artwork and control panel. In fact, the control panels for half the games don't work right because they're in horrible positions. They use the wrong screen orientation for it. So I want to be very clear when I say to everyone here, I'm not competing against at games or multi-cades. I'm competing with the home arcade market in general, including Arcade Done-Up and Iconic, because those are 100% multi-cades. And I really do challenge Michael B to come back and tell me how he feels that they're not. Okay, they have artwork on it. Granted, they have artwork on it. But they have more than one game ROM on it. In fact, they kind of tout, and people keep in the Arcade Done-Up community saying we want more games on it. They're multi-cades. So aside from Terminator 2 Judgment Day, that's fine. But I want to make sure that I'm clear with Michael B when he keeps saying in the videos, when he's talking about me and what I'm competing against, Arcade Done-Up and Iconic Arcade have more than one game on it. Therefore, they are multi-cades. Therefore, that's my competition. and I'll put my machine against any one of the arcade done-ups or the iconic arcade machine as far as build quality, controls, gameplay, features, and price point. Bam! I threw the gauntlet down. I just wanted to be clear, and again, I'm not mad at Michael B, but I just want to make sure I'm clear, because in a lot of his videos he keeps saying that I'm not competing against them because they're not multicades. They are 100% multicades. They are not releasing a Pac-Man with just Pac-Man on it, Pac-Man artwork, and that's it. They have Pac-Man, Pac-Man Plus, Mappy. All those other games are on those machines. So they're multicades, and they're not very good. So on that note, I think I did another rant. I'm on a rant tonight. I'm on a lot of rants today. It's been a week. And PWC, correct. Arcade 1-Up was always a multicade, including their original launch titles, Asteroids, Tempest, which started my whole thing into this, making the spinner because of the crappy spinner they put on there. Centipede, Missile Command, that's a multicade. Major Havoc is on these machines. So Arcade 1-Up, Done Up was always a multicade, Michael P. So I just want to be clear. So next time we talk about the FU, and I hope you do, I want to be clear that Arcade 1-Up, Arcade Done Up, and Iconic are also multi-cades and not very good ones. Fast and Furious, right? And that was not even, well, I don't want to say it's a bad game. I didn't buy it, but I thought there actually were two Fast and Furious games on there. Scott P. Am I wrong in this? I thought they had two separate Fast and Furious games. They were basically the same game, but there were two different games on it. So please correct if I'm wrong, because that would also make it a multi-cade. It wasn't a single game, and that was it. So if I'm wrong, Scott, please let me know. I could be. And that's the thing. And that's why I think you guys come back and enjoy coming back to Kickin' Old School and watching my stuff, is because I've always been transparent with the community. I've always answered anyone's had a question or a problem with me. I've gone up and talked to them, except for obviously John D. I don't talk to him directly, and a few other people out there who are just out there to be toxic. I will get on anyone's show and talk, and I have, because I have nothing to hide, and I stand behind my stuff, and I stand behind my belief that number one person out here is you guys. It's your guys' money. It's your guys' space in the house, and you guys deserve to have the best. And that's why it drives me nuts. That's what it does drive me nuts when I see all these channels still talk about Iconic Arcade and Arcade Done Up. They're not very good machines. In fact, Michael B, back in the day, he had got the original Iconic machine. He said it was total trash. So do you really think it's going to improve that much? I don't. So Thor KC. Fast and Furious and Fast and Furious 2 split the second part with this. It's just really one part. Okay. So I guess I can take that. So they have two. They have the Fast and Furious, and they have the Terminator 2 Judgment Day, which again, I don't think they were bad machines. I think like Star Wars and Tron, even though they ripped me off in Tron, I'm not going to get over that to this very day, that aside from those, the machines were just not good machines. The build quality wasn't very good. The controls weren't very good, and the emulations were kind of garbagey. And that's what I'm making sure that mine will not be that way. I will make sure that, well, you guys have already picked up my items, so you already know that. But the machine itself is going to be solid. It's going to last. It's going to be able to take punishment. I have no problem with someone buying one and putting it in a real arcade. Aside, that's up to them if they want to do that, because obviously the game's on there will be up to them. But it's going to have a real coin door, arcade controls. It's going to be built solid, where my machine would survive in an arcade. Now, I remember Arcade Done Up had put machines in a football stadium. How often were they in there fixing those machines that they were broken, I wonder. I don't know. But in any case, that's a thing. If you are interested in it, June 23rd, that time frame, you could get your hands on it. And if we do make the goal and we're able to move forward, if there's anything on the tariff that drops, we'll refund that. And if something goes too far over the tariff, so we can't handle it, because again, unlike other companies making big profits, having machine, like look at Apple, they spend $15 on an iPhone, they sell it for $1,000, right? So that's all that profit. I am not that way. If I'm building for $10, I'm selling for $10.74. So that's just the reality of it. I do hope that, eventually we sell so many, the 74 cents adds up, and it'd be kind of nice. But again, think of it also this way. When people say, well, Glenn, he's, blah, blah, blah. Think of it this way. Look at how many third-party companies work with me and use my products with theirs. Just name a couple. Just New Wave Toys, American Gear Company. Just name a couple. Some At Games stuff is actually ours. At Games. We also have Polycade using our stuff. So think of it that way. Do you see any of these companies beating down arcade done-up stores or iconic arcade stores to use their products in theirs? I don't. So think about that as well. I'm going to give you the best price. I'm going to give you the best quality. And other companies use my stuff. Even SNK reached out to us. Sinden reached out to me to work with them to make products, GRS products that we can offer at a low price. So, not to toot my own horn, but I just want to be honest because I see all these other YouTubers constantly talking about these other companies like they're the second messiah. Not to say they don't talk about me. I'm not saying that because they do. But I think they trump it up so much, it's like they're garbage, in my opinion. How about that? In my opinion, they're garbage. I have them. They're not very good. They end up replacing the joysticks, replacing the monitor, replacing the computer because it died. Those are all things you got to think about. So this wasn't my plan of the show. It's kind of why I need a co-host maybe to rein me in. But look, let's do this. So we're at 8:34. So at 8:34, let me pull this up over here. So, again, the Texas Instruments TI-9948 computer, the original 4 came out in 79, and then in 81 was the 4A. It was the world's first 16-bit color or black and white home computer. And when Apple and Tandy and Commodore and IBM heard that Texas Instruments was getting into the home computer market, they were freaking out. Because TI was known for quality. They manufactured their own chips. They had speech and graphic chips. They're all worried. Now, the problem was this computer wasn't supposed to be 16-bit. It was supposed to be 8-bit. But the 8-bit CPU was having some problems with it. It wasn't going to be ready in time. So they hacked in the TMS 990 16-bit mini frame processor in here, which on one side sounds great. But the basic interpreter and some other things and glue logic was so slow. It really, unless you ran in an assembly language, which I did not know, games ran kind of slow. But this computer's legacy turned into the ColecoVision, the Coleco Atom, the MSX computer line, and I think even it was the original Mark II and III from Sega. All used the sound and video processor in this computer. So think about that for a second, how advanced this computer was back in the day. So again, I put it in the chat. I'll put it down one more time. If you guys want to check us out, all these games and demos are in here. I'm just going to go a couple of things here. So if you go under here, there's different things. You have TI Basic, which was horrible, slow, very limited. Extended Basic was better. You had sprites. You couldn't access sprites in the first Basic. You could get sprites in the Extended Basic. Then you have apps. Then, of course, you have the games. And then you have this thing called the F18A, which is a new video recreation of the processor in there where they can go VGA out. And it can do some really gorgeous graphics in it. Maybe we'll go into that a little bit later. But let's just show a couple games. Now, here's like TI's version of Parsec, Defender, I should say. It's called Parsec. Now, the thing about Parsec was it definitely wasn't as crazy as Defender.
Press fire to begin.
But as you can hear, they did put speech in the game. So it's a simple game, but it's still a fun game.
Alert. Alien craft advancing.
Let me get my mouse out of the way. So they don't shoot back. The ships don't shoot back. You have to shoot them and not collide with them like I just did.
Alert.
But you can
Alien
overheat your
craft
laser.
advancing.
If I keep shooting, my laser will overheat. So I turn red,
Shot.
and then my laser will explode my ship because I blew up my ship from the laser being
Alien
overheated.
craft advancing.
But if you do run low on fuel, you have to dock underground, which is not easy. It's not easy hitting these ships either. These joysticks are not the best.
Laser on target. Alert. Ships attack.
So that's basically the game. right here, so I'm showing you right here. So it's not a lot, but again, back in early 80s, it was still a very fun game with a speech. And the graphics for the time, again, weren't bad at all. The thing was, TI, kind of like a couple manufacturers like Atari, they didn't want you making games for their machine. They wanted to make the games. So they lost out on a lot of really good developers making games for the TI. And it's a shame. Now, Atari Soft, I'll show you some of those games. They were fantastic. So actually, I'm going to do that right now. Let's escape out of here. I'm going to go press this key because the Parsec is Parsec. But people know these games I'm going to show you from Atari Soft. So I'm going to load the Atari Soft games here. Boom. So Atari did a really good job with the graphics and everything in there. Now, this was a hacked version. It's got all these games here. But let me show you Donkey Kong, right? Everyone knows Donkey Kong. I'm going to show you Donkey Kong. They did a really good job with Donkey Kong and had all 4 levels. Now, will I get to all 4 levels? Probably not. But actually, PWC, there actually is a version of Scramble on here. I'll come back to that in a little bit. But here's Donkey Kong on the TI. So, again, for a home computer that went on your TV set, get my mouse out of the way, whoop, it is not a bad port. Now, the one thing I will say is it is not the fastest. You know, it runs a little bit on the slow side. Again, that's, oh, jump. Ah. Because, again, even in assembly language, the TMS 990 and all the glue logic processor and the chips needed to interface it kind of slowed this thing down a little bit, which is a shame. Which is why the ColecoVision and other machines that use the chipset, oh, I'm dead. Ooh, used an 8-bit CPU, and they have to go through all that extra logic. Ooh, just made that. Will I make this? Will I get up there? Ooh, I might. All right. Let's see how we do here on this level. I always have my start on one side and go down the other side thing. And the fireballs look better. I mean, definitely better than I think the ColecoVision had done later on. But the sprites were limited to I think one color per scan line, if I'm not mistaken. You can see how smooth they are. I'm going to be trapped here now, aren't I? I'm screwed. Oh, come on. You going to stay there? You suck butt. All right. Oh, now you go away. Oh, get out of here, fireball. There we go. Yeah, run away, little bitches. Ah! Yeah, right. Let's see if we can do this level without dying. I don't think I haven't died yet. Or did die once, I think. But now these fireballs are all over the friggin' place. Ah! Oh, you suck butt. That's my new word for today, suck butt. All right. So let's try a different game here because I want to try and go through some of these before the end of the show. So let's go. Oh, I don't want to do that. I want to escape. How do I escape? There we go. Back to the main menu. Let's take a look at another Atari Soft game. So Miss Pac-Man. Oh, Defender. I said Defender. So let's go to Defender, which is on here somewhere. It is B. Number B. There we go, Defender. And again, they did a really good job with Defender on here as well. Even the sounds. Suck butt. That's exactly right. Oh. So this was a pretty solid port of Defender. If I want to hit the smart bombs, I have to hit the space bar on the keyboard. Ah! Oh! Oh, we're dead. So I'm going to hit the space bar right here. And that was my smart bomb, and I killed everyone. But this is something, if you guys have ever tried a TI before, this web page browser version really lets you get an idea of how fun this machine actually was. It was spacebar. I'll clear the screen. We'll try a different game here. Let's see. Oh, that's one way to clear a screen. So I'm going to reset this here. Let's take a look at another Atari Soft game. Now, some of these actually were not released, but a lot of them were. So let's take a look at Miss Pac-Man. Gee, they did a really nice job with Pac-Man. And really quick, I got a Hobby Hand super chat. I wish I had the limited edition of DL4. Oh, I actually do. Actually, I'll show you that. So they did a really nice port of video and sound of Dragon's Lair on the TI. Of course, you're limited by the graphics, but if you have the F18A, which is a video enhancer, get better graphics. He did a beautiful job. It was a limited release. Thanks for the super chat, Hobby Hands. I'll pull it up. Now, the audio in the emulator is not good, but you'll get the basic idea. But for right now, let's take a look at some Miss Pac-Man here on the TI 994A. So you can see, it looks great. It sounds great. But it does run a little bit on the slow side. Now, it does speed up a little bit later. But as far as Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man goes, it does run a little bit on the slow side. But you can't argue the graphics are pretty much spot on. Now, can I get that last one? Can I get the last one? I think I can. Oh! Ah! Got him. But I lost my cherry. Maybe. Oh! I'm going to lose. I'm not catching that cherry. That cherry's history. But again, when you wanted to play games that were pretty close to the arcade, the TI did a nice job with third parties. Now, TI made a game called Munchman. I'll show you that as well, which was TI's, take on Pac-Man. Instead of eating pellets, you're shitting them. But it was a fun game. Am I going to make it? Am I going to make it? Yes! Come on, bitches. So let's see if we can finish this one level here. Oh, oh, oh! Can I get you? And see, it's not much flicker. There's a little bit of flicker, but it's not too bad. Uh-oh. Get those last two dots. Can I get them? Dum-dums. Okay. So let's try a different game over here. So let me, I forgot who it was, wanted to see Scramble. So they did make a version of Scramble, especially using the F18A video enhancer. And let's see if I can find it here. Games specific. Well, they have the Super Mario Brothers game, but where's Scramble? Guess I don't have it here, but they do. There is a version for going to games. Where is it here? I swear somewhere. It was in more? No. Pole position. Maybe I can pull up the Dragon's Lair. Atari Carts. I saw it here. Alex Kidd and Miracle World demo, Monkey and Super Mario Bros. Game. Where are you hiding on me? Huh. Oh, maybe it's under here. Ah, TI Scramble. Boom. So they have all these great games listed in here. And they did a nice job with this port.
ready to start?
With speech. Oh, oh, oh.
Completed.
You can see it's very smooth scrolling, colorful graphics, and speech. Ah!
Good work.
Oh! Almost got it in the face. Oh, I did get it in the face. Ah! That might be it. Oh, stuck on the ship. All right, took a lot of damage.
Completed.
That could be it. That was it. Game over. So I did a good version of Scramble in there. Let's see if I can find the Dragon's Lair. Again, the Dragon's Lair, the speech is off in this emulator. It's perfect in the real TI. Let's see if I can find it here. Oh, Solomio Games Imports. Games Imports. Manic Miner. I can show you this. This was before I pulled the other one, this was a pinball game. Now, again, this is on a computer back in 1980, 81. I thought I did a pretty good, decent job with it.
Welcome to Pinball on the TI 99-4A home computer.
Again, with speech. So I figure out how to start it. Very smooth scrolling. Now, it's not quite as good as VR Pinball from Pinball Effects, you know, but it's fun enough.
Good shot. You got a new application. Good shot.
Oh!
Oh no, lost another one.
Lost another one. It's the first one I lost. All right, let's try and find the Dragon's Lair before I get all in this here. This pinball physics is phenomenal. I agree. Let's see. Scramble, Flappy Bird, Bouncy. Where is it? I know it's in here. Walk to the trapdoor. None of these here. It must be the games and ports. Scrolling demo. Pole position. Let me show this real quick so I keep going back to it. This is Mary Parker's favorite game in the world. Oh, you have to turn it on. Okay, I guess I don't have that enabled in the emulator. We'll play the music for a second. Back it goes. Where is... Where was this one? Ah, this is a conversion of the arcade game. Mary Parker's favorite game. She generally kicked my ass in this. But it's a solid port. Ooh. Got you, sucker. Now I gotta get up there. Get up there! This is why I hate the controls on this thing. Ah! Got you at least. Ooh! Uh-oh. Ah! I don't know how she got the controls down in this game. It was never good for me. He comes around again, I think, right? This side, maybe? Yeah. Take that, scum sucker. This is definitely, obviously, a game that's much better with 2 players. Oh, man, I hate these controls. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah! Oh, shit. No! No! Oh. All right. Let me see if I can find that damn dragon's lair. Games. Where are you, dragon's lair? I think it was on the ports. It wasn't on the demos, was it? Dungeon demo, Lightyear demo. Dragon's lair demo. There we go. So again, the sound was perfect on the real TI. It doesn't seem to work properly in this demo. Come on.
Dragon's Lair, a fantasy adventure where you become a valiant knight on a quest to rescue the fair princess from the clutches of an evil dragon. You control the actions of a daring adventurer finding his way through the castle of a dark wizard who has enchanted it with treacherous monsters and obstacles. In the mysterious caverns below the castle, your odyssey continues against the awesome forces that oppose your efforts to reach the Dragon's Lair. Lead on, adventurer. Your quest awaits.
So that was pretty cool, and I did manage to snag one of those before it was unable to sell anymore because he only had a license to make so many. So I'll end the show on this little demo here, and this kind of shows you the demo scene also existed on the TI, and this is one of the demo scene winners, I guess, called Don't Mess with Texas, I think.
Welcome to this new demonstration by Desire. Please sit back and enjoy the show.
Again, you're looking at a computer from basically 79, 81. And I can tell you, when I was programming in BASIC and Extended BASIC, I dreamed of stuff like this happening. Of course, I never could have done it. this is obviously done directly in assembly language, but it just blows my mind that TI was fast enough to do this, because I tell you, the demo scene, Thor, Casey, I agree with you. Sometimes these demos are as fun as a game. You put these things in and just see what these creative guys did to really push the limit. And a lot of these guys in the demo scene showed their demos to get jobs and made great games, like Psygnosis for the Amiga, and they made stuff for the Sega Genesis, and Sony ended up buying Psygnosis because they made beautiful music, graphically gorgeous games. Now the gameplay was sometimes something to be desired. Generally those games were hard as nails to play, but this just blows my mind away that someone was able to get a TI computer to do this kind of graphics back in the early 80s. Now, of course, this wasn't programmed like this back in the 80s. This was done early 2000s, but still. You're right, Meatball Saucy. The basic manuals were humongous. And, I really, one night, I sat down, I said, I'm going to make myself a Donkey Kong clone. And I put in TI Extended Basic in my char editor, and I took a piece of paper with, the little squares in it. I drew out all my sprites. I'm still trying to find that book. And I drew all 4 stages of Donkey Kong perfectly. I got the sprites to make the elevators work and the barrels go. My problem was my Jumpman, Mario, when you move the joystick right, he'd go right. Go left, he'd go left. It was like a 1 or 2 second delay. I could never get the controls to really tune in. And this blows me away. This Amiga bouncing ball on the Texas Instruments blew me away seeing that. So I'm going to leave you guys with this demo here. Super Game Room dudes, obviously, we're going in a few minutes. I have a couple things set up for a couple of shows in the future. But I will say I appreciate you guys coming in tonight and my little rants I had here. And again, I didn't mean to say anything mean against Michael B. It's just that I want him to understand that the arcade one-up, done-up machines and Iconic are in fact multi-cades. They're not single-use games. Just because they have artwork on the side doesn't make them a single-use game. Look at this, playing some Castle Wolfenstein or Doom on the TI. Never thought this would have been something that could be done. But I appreciate you guys, and I will say the same thing now I say every week, which is make sure you tell your family, friends that you love them, no matter where they are, what they're doing, because tomorrow is never promised. If you think it is, smallest things can happen, and you're gone tomorrow. So make sure you always let them know that you love them, and well, that's what life's all about. I mean, this is fun, but life's really about the connections we have here, the connections you have with your family and friends. And I'm going to leave you guys with this demo. And I'm going to tell you right now well, game on.
fears in tow. Back to the future, hop in the DeLorean. Night Rider cruising, man, there's no ignoring 'em. Battlestar Galactica, what a ride. Looney Tunes, antics, pure joy inside. Blockbusters ruled, we lined up for days. Video games booted up in the pixelated maze. Movie marathons and popcorn nights. We ruled the screen, living in the lights. It's time to kick it old school. Turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll. It's time to kick it old school, where the beats are fresh, the tech was gold. From arcades to TV shows that ruled, you know we're kicking it old school. Grab your joystick, the game's about to start. A high-score world, now that's an art. We're cruising on hoverboards, living our dream. Old school forever, we're igniting the scene. It's time to kick it old school. Turn the clocks back, break the rules. When the pixels pop and the world was cool, we're taking it back, that's how we roll, we roll. It's time to kick it old school,